David, could you give me the 4 highlights that you see involved in our next auction?
Boy, that's a difficult one to come up with, Patty. My name's Dave Searles. I'm a gallery expert at Jones and Horan up here in New Hampshire. And my friend Patty has just asked what our highlights are. Well, it's a tough question because there are a lot of really great things going on in this sale. We have some beautiful jewelry. We have some terrific early watches, 17th century and 18th century, some of the most gorgeous repeaters, and beautiful early enameled repeater watches from an important collection overseas. We have wonderful wristwatches of all types and many rare American items. So it's a difficult question to ask and a difficult question to answer. But we'll be going over many of those items on YouTube, and you'll see many of the highlights and the pictures and cover pictures for our catalog. So we will look forward to telling you about more and more and more of them.
Oh, and one last question.
Yes.
I know you've traveled all over the world and been to many, many auctions.
Yes.
Have you been to many like our next one where there are no reserves and no buyer's premium?
No, actually, internationally, when you go to auctions, there are hardly any sales that with open reserves. In fact, most galleries have a reserve on nearly every single item in the sale. The estimate range for a typical gallery, rather than just indicating a general valuation, will typically, the lower end of that will be representative of what the reserve might happen to be for that particular item. So it's when you go to sales, the assumption is internationally that your low estimate is going to be more or less the reserve of the item. Once in a while they surprise you when they don't have an item that's reserved, and if the estimate was too high, then no one looks at the piece and suddenly it's going for a fraction of the estimate. So that's what happens when you have reserve sales, in particular reserve sales. They're a little too ambitious. Our approach here is to just try to give a general indication of what we think is extremely reasonable up to fair for any particular item. So that's the estimate range that I try to build into our catalog. And it seems to be a very successful methodology. People come to a sale and they know that they've got a straight shot at anything that comes up, and it's just going to be the market that determines the valuation. So we're very popular because of that, and not something you're going to see in other parts of the world.
Wonderful.
So it's a rare thing here, and no reserve is not something that one sees anywhere anymore, because it's so expensive to have auction sales in major metropolitan centers with the kind of overheads and real estate costs and professional costs that go along with it. So we're lucky being up here. And we're lucky also because of the World Wide Web. That's enabled a very decentralized auction community to have a presence everywhere. So we're very excited about it, and we have a lot of fun up here.
Great. And our catalogs are free, and the auction takes place on April 28th.
And even the coffee is free. See you there. Take care.